Howdy y'all, James here, and you know what I love just as much as video games? I love killing zombies. Next Games went ahead and sponsored this here gameplay, so you know what I'm gonna be playing today? I'm gonna be playing The Walking Dead No Man's Land. God, I don't know what rednecks sound like. It's like a weird thing that like rednecks are thought to be the ones that kill zombies. They probably don't have these glasses, plastic rims and stuff, and funhouse hat, but. So this here game is oh, I can't do that accent the whole time. This is a game based off the Walking Dead television series, which is based on the comic book. And a little background on the game. It's like an RTS mobile game. It's on Google Play and iOS, and it kind of resembles XCOM if you look at it. Lots of turn-based and action and killing zombies and looting and stuff. So without further ado, let's take a look at The Walking Dead No Man's Land. When you first boot up the game, you're gonna kind of go through some tutorial missions, but after that, you're gonna get into this map screen. This is your campsite. It has basically everything you'd need in a zombie apocalypse. It has strong men, it has cans of tomatoes, it has hammers, and it also has radios so you can call your mom. I love you, son. The bulk of the actual game, though, is accessed from these mission screens. There's story missions, scavenge missions, there's highlight missions, there's specialty things like the distance, which I'll talk a little bit about later. This is the hub where you access the meat and potatoes of this game. Meat and potatoes. There's an extremely large roster of characters in this game. You can play as all your favorite Walking Dead characters like Joel, Ken, and what is wrong with Randy? Nah, I'm just kidding. I got like 1 billion gold, so I went ahead and grabbed a bunch of other characters that you can't get just right away, but you can unlock later in the game, like Merle. Remember, he was in Guardians of the Galaxy, and then he got his arm cut off. Thanks to some of the perks that Next Games gave me, I was able to upgrade Merle and get him some different abilities, and also unlock everyone's favorite Walking Dead character, Glenn. I think Glenn was in the show. I didn't really watch all that much of the show. If I recall in the show, he didn't even reach level 3. So, like I alluded to earlier, gold is kind of one of the major currencies of the game. You can use it to upgrade different things in your camp. You can also use a combination of tomatoes and time to upgrade your buildings as well, but I'm rich, so I'm going to use gold. If you want, you can rearrange where everything's located. In my case, I moved the gym right next to my house because zombies or no zombies, there's no excuse for missing leg day. So yeah, there's plenty of stuff you can do with your home base, but what's a base worth without some familiar Walking Dead faces? I got some radios, and so I'm going to use them to call in some characters to add to your collection. Let's do this one. Let's see who we get. Everyone's favorite characters like Eugene and Suzanne. Okay, so someone told me that Eugene is an actual character in The Walking Dead, but I went ahead and did another draw to see who I would get, and Maggie is actually someone I recognize. So I gather her faces, and now it's time to kill some actual zombies and play the game. So I wanted to show off the highlights mode of this game, where you play through actual Walking Dead moments. For this one, if you get through all of the missions, you can actually unlock some characters that you might not otherwise have. And my personal favorite part is you get to play as different characters too, like Rick and Maggie and Glenn for this one. You can use them as much as you want to. Getting right into the game. Meat and potatoes. Kind of like I mentioned before, it is almost like an RTS. You control the characters on the screen, and each character has 2 actions, and you position them in the battlefield to try and accomplish whatever the goals are for the mission. In this particular one, it's secure the locations. Different characters have different abilities, so Rick has a gun, Maggie has a rifle, and Glenn has a biting sense of humor. The combat in this game is actually pretty straightforward. You move each character one at a time to a different advantageous position. Like I said earlier, they each have 2 actions. That one action can be to dash really far, or you can run up to a bad guy and stab it. You can also set up defensive positions where you don't necessarily do an attack, but if a zombie comes into you, you'll kill it defensively. It's called Overwatch, which is a name I kind of liked. In my time playing the game, the biggest thing I noticed was that Maggie, the person with the rifle, fires in a line. Basically, she kills everything within that line. This was a pretty big difference from the melee characters that I used in the early missions of the game. It's a lot easier to shoot through a whole line of zombies than it is to run up, stab them, and try and get away safely. Rick, on the other hand, can fire 1 shot, but his special ability, Free Attack, lets him fire 2 shots, so you can basically pick off any 2 zombies you want. Like I mentioned before, the goal of this particular mission was to secure the location, and I didn't exactly know what that meant at first. And then after a little messing around, I figured out that you actually have to close the gates. Push the dumpsters and close some other gates. This prevents the zombies from spawning in, and then you can exit right through the front door. Now, every time you finish a mission, you get a little screen with a bunch of boxes, depending on how many locks you found in the level, and you can search through different items. They'll give you different kinds of loot. You can see tomato cans, sheriff badges. You can spend gold, which I, of course, did, because I'm a billionaire, to unlock other items. And sometimes you'll get rare stuff, like armor or more tomatoes. Finishing these missions lets you gather more faces, which you can use to unlock new characters or upgrade the current characters, but the catch with these missions is that you need to use your actual roster. You can't use the cool Maggie and cool Rick that you had before. Luckily, I had my superpowered Daryl, Glenn, and Merle for this one, so it was kind of a piece of cake.
Dang, come on, dang zombies. To shoot these zombies here. What the heck now? No, come on now, you crazy zombies. Get out here now.
Am I done with the zombie thing now?
Yeah, that's probably plenty.
Good, yeah.
If, say, you hate television shows that are really, really popular, and you want to play a completely original zombie campaign, they have that too. It teaches you kind of how to play the game, but it also has a story that'll take you through. When I went through it, I used my powered up characters, and it was a lot of fun. Honestly, in the couple hours that I played, I appreciated the variety of game modes. Sometimes you're looking for loot, or you're searching for survivors, or you're just trying to make it out alive without the zombies getting you first. It's pretty obvious that there's a lot of this game under the surface. There's equipment that you can upgrade. There's lots and lots of armor. This game came out 2 years ago, which is crazy because it's still being updated. The support for this game is wild. They just released a brand new mode, a mission mode called The Distance. My pathetic characters were not at a high enough level to access this mode, but from the looks of it, it's basically a really long battle of attrition. You're trying to use all of your survivors to see how far you can make it. There's also a whole new crafting system, which involves badges that you can use to customize the characters that you have and unlock new stuff. So yeah, I'd like to thank Next Games for sponsoring this video. It was honestly a lot of fun to play the game, and I think that if you're into kind of a turn-based RTS game on your phone or on your tablet, you'll probably have a good time. The Walking Dead No Man's Land is available now on iOS and Android, and if you think you might like it, why don't you click the link in the description. Thanks for watching this video, and I will see you next time. Dig old zombies gonna... Nah, I probably shouldn't do that.